Hi, everyone. I had a bit of a problem trying to get in here. I'm hoping that everybody can hear me. I don't see my microphone moving, so I'm a little concerned. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Let me see what's going on here. Let me know if you're able to hear me because I don't see the microphone moving. I'm not sure if it's not working or not. I need to know if you guys can hear me. So let me know. Gotta type in the room. Perfect. Perfect. Hi. So I'm gonna wait for the room to kind of fill up. I want to talk to you guys. Um, I kind of did it at an early time today because I wanted to make sure that I can get as much people in here as possible, since it's pretty. Um, I see people dropping out for some reason, so I'm not sure what's going on. Um, oh wow, everyone's like dropping out. What's going on? There was like a bunch of people in here when I first came in. Everyone just kind of dropped out, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hi, Sandy. Just gonna wait so I don't have to repeat myself a bunch of times. I don't know what's going on. There was a bunch of people. Maybe it was just a glitch. I just thought I saw a bunch of people in here when I first refreshed. But everybody all of a sudden just kind of dropped out. It was really weird. So I'm trying to see. Um, Maybe I need to reshare the link again. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Sandy, Janice. Yeah, it's really weird. I saw like it was like 20 people in here, then it just all of a sudden just dropped down to like 7. I'm not sure if it was just some kind of weird glitch, but it's really strange. So I'm gonna just tweet this again. Okay, we are live now. I really wanted to get on here last night and talk to everybody, but I have to wait because I know a lot of people wanted the live interaction to be able to answer questions. And plus, I just have some really like interesting stuff to talk about today. So I wanted to kind of wait. I don't really like, I'm trying to find an alternative to doing YouTube live because I feel like it's just so strange and awkward to have to like wait. Maybe I could just start scheduling these. That way I could just start at a certain time and know as soon as I get into it, I'm just starting. But I'm gonna see. Just give me a few more minutes here. I'm gonna get started in about 5 minutes. So grab your drinks and your whatever. Um, what the hell is wrong with this? Why can I not post anything? Okay, wait. I am live now. I hope everyone's doing well. I know it's like a lot of crazy shit going on right now in the world. So I'm gonna try to share this. If you guys could share the link, that'd be awesome also. Okay, post. Okay. Who's in here now? Oh my god, what is going on? It's so weird. People just like dropping out of here. I do them like the middle of the night, and there's usually like so many more people in here. I don't know if it's just this thing is just messing up or what. Hey, Tab. Now there's only 5 people in here. What the hell is going on? This is so strange. Maybe there's like some kind of technical issue or something. I don't know. It's just really weird because I do this at like in the middle of the night and there's a ton of people in here. So I figure if I did it now, there would be so many more. But it's like, let's see. That's really. Well, I'm gonna probably just get started in a minute, regardless. I guess people could just catch the replay. I don't even see like people in here that are usually in here that I know are online right now. So I'm gonna. I wonder if the notification just didn't go out. I probably just start doing Facebook lives. Okay, so how are we today? How's everybody doing? I don't know, Sandy. It's so strange. When I first signed in here, there was like 20 people, and then all of a sudden it just like dropped off. And I don't know. It's really weird because I usually do these like 11 o'clock at night, and there's so many people in here. But you would think like the middle of the day there'd be like tons of people, but it's just not happening. So that's really weird. I don't know. Maybe people just aren't interested. There's other stuff going on in the world right now that's probably way more important than me doing a live. So I shouldn't be so self-absorbed like that. I just think it's really weird that there aren't as many people as usual. But anyway, I digress. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about just some basic things. It really isn't like I said. I always want to come on here and do content along the lines of what I'm already talking about, but there's just things happening in the world and everything's kind of just like all over the place, and I'm going a little insane. Well, not insane. I mean, insane is a bad. Uh, I guess insane is um a weird way of putting it. I feel like I've spent a long time. I think I created my YouTube channel September 5th, 2009. So I created the YouTube channel the day after Michael's burial service, and I've been doing videos for a long time. So almost 11 years I've been doing videos, and it's just, it's like, I don't want to sound, I'm not excited. I mean, there's no excitement in the loss of life. There's no excitement in bad things happening. There's no excitement in those kinds of things. But I feel like there's so much validation. I've lately, which I really like, kind of stayed away from watching other death hoax videos and other death hoaxers. I always kind of just was in my own bubble because of just my personal beliefs and what happened with Michael. So I kind of like avoided the other aspects of what people thought. Not that I didn't respect it. I mean, I always respect everyone's research, everyone's work. I mean, you just have to respect what people are doing because this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to research, find things, make sense of things. So I always respect everybody else's way. But lately I've just been like, and I don't really think it's because I'm bored, because I'm not really bored. I mean, like, in terms of, I have a business that I run also. So there are other things that I definitely should be doing right now and not really focus on this so much. But I understand why I'm so focused on this right now. I told you guys when I was talking the other night, like, sometimes when you're a certain person, and I think a lot of people just in this community alone, we are called to service, so to speak. And I feel like even though I have a tangible business that I'm growing and scaling, even in the adversity of what's happening right now, I still feel called to service when it comes to this kind of thing, this kind of situation. What's happening in the world is very important to all of us. It's never This world is never going to be the same again, no matter what they do, what kind of vaccinations they have, what kind of cures they have. Our world is never going to go back to what it was previously, and that is okay, right? um that's okay. That's totally okay. It's a new normal, and it was going to happen, and it is happening, and I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit today, because I have like butterflies in my stomach right now. um when it comes to Michael, I have dedicated a lot of my time and my life to really understand Michael, to really understanding like his message, to understanding the purpose in all of this. I've put a lot of time into it and a lot of energy and a lot of emotions and a lot of relationships and a lot of just it really changed my life forever. And you get to a point where you start thinking like, why am I doing all this? Why am I putting so much time and energy into something like this? And that there really isn't anything that's coming from it. I never expected Michael to come back, but I just thought there would be more clarity with things. And I thought that I was going insane for years because I'm just like, all these things are here and nothing's happening. Like, why is this happening to me? And so I say all that to say, I said a mouthful to say that this is not an exciting time for me, but it definitely is a time of validation. What am I hearing right now? Wait a second. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why that randomly happened. I'm so sorry. Turn off. Okay. Um, there is so this is definitely a time of validation for me. This is the time that I'm finally like, oh my God, like all this stuff that I was seeing for years is just like really happening. And I don't know what that means. I told you guys before, I never believed that Michael was like coming back, but I don't even know now. I don't know. I don't know what's happening because hindsight is so crazy to me. Michael wore masks for years. He spoke of things and it's just I don't really know what's going on, but it feels so surreal to have so many things kind of coming to life that I don't really know. I think this year is like every month something really crazy happens and it's like building and building and building and building. And it's like national newsworthy, crazy things that are happening. And it makes me wonder like, what the hell is really going on here? So I wanted to talk today about Heal the World and some other things that kind of align. I don't have this stuff written down, so just kind of bear with me, but it kind of occurred to me last night. So I didn't know about the state doing the Heal the World 2020. I didn't hear about this until like I think yesterday sometime, but I didn't even know it was for today. I saw in passing that the estate was interested in doing a re-up of Heal the World. They were gonna, include footage of COVID-19 coronavirus relief efforts with a live performance from Michael Jackson. I didn't really know when it was going to be released, or I just knew like, okay, that's really cool because it's Heal the World, and I haven't really listened to Heal the World since all this happened. I do not like the song "We Are the World." "We Are the World" to me is like that's a whole other conversation, but I don't care for that song. But I do love "Heal the World." "Heal the World" is a beautiful song. But I haven't listened to it since all this happened. So I was like, when I started thinking about it, I was like, oh wow, that's crazy because it's like it just all kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like "Heal the World," like wow. So before I get into that, I didn't know when the song was going to be or when it was going to be aired on the Michael Jackson Facebook page. I just heard they were going to do it. So I got up this morning and was just going over some things and like reading some things. And I was up really late last night, just looking at photos and whatever. And I was talking to my friend, my roommate, and I was like, yeah, Michael Jackson's going to be doing, I'm sorry, not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's estate is going to be doing this We Are the World release effort for Michael Jackson. And she's like, oh yeah, isn't that supposed to be this morning? I got a notification that it was happening this morning. I was like, why would no, it's not happening this morning. They just released the information about it. I think it's supposed to be the 10th. And she's like, no, I think it's this morning. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I was like, I'm gonna go check my Facebook. So I go back in, I look at my Facebook and I see um that it happened, that it actually happened this morning at 7 o'clock. And I was like, oh wow, that is really interesting. I can't believe that happened. I mean, I can't believe it, but I'm like, wow, there's just always a stickler for this numerology. That's insane that that happened today at 7 a.m. Yes. So it actually premiered. I'm about to show you guys a screenshot of this, okay? Give me 1 second. Let me know when you can. Okay, so here it is. So it's backwards for me, but it actually came on at 7 a.m. Yes, 7 a.m. But guys, that's not the kicker. That is not even the kicker. And I know that you guys are probably not going to see that, but there's another 7. Wait a second, okay? So today is April 3rd. 4 plus 3 is 7. Another 7, okay? So I was like, okay, that's crazy. That's insane. Wow. That's a 7. So I started thinking about Paris's birthday is today. Paris turns 22 today. And I was like, wow, that's so crazy that her birthday kind of equates to a 7. Then I started thinking about the 7-11 thing. And when I did numerology, if you take today's date, it equals 11. April 3rd, 2020 equals 11. I cannot make this shit up. This is like mind blowing to me. Okay. Then you have the 7 o'clock. So you have the 7-11. Okay. I literally just, this stuff still amazes me. It's like people are always saying how things are a coincidence, how like you can find numbers in anything, but you cannot make this shit up. This is how could this have been calculated this way? How could this possibly be calculated this way? How is it possible that this will be released equal to an 11? How is that even possible? So I started like thinking a lot about Paris, Paris Jackson. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up a picture of her. She's had a photo shoot for her band, the Soundflowers. And I want to show a picture, just a very beautiful photo of her from this script. She did a photo shoot. Paris has been very quiet for good reason. So here's a photo from her photo shoot. And in the photo shoot, Paris is, let's first of all, can we just appreciate how fucking stunning she is? That's besides the point. But she did a photo shoot for Remix magazine, and she did a photo shoot with wolves. And she has like this thing for wolves, and she has a tattoo that's a wolf. And there's a lot of ties between like wolves and Native American heritage. But what's very interesting about Paris, what I have always, if you've watched my videos like from the very beginning, I know Michael has like his 3 children, and like they obviously are all extremely valuable and precious to him. I mean, they're his most beautiful works of art. I always say like they are truly his best creations. Um, and I know that he loves them all equally, and they all just mean everything to him. But when it comes to Paris, I've always said that I really felt like there's something about her that has always stood out in all of this. There's always been, and I have yet to find the true totality of it. I think I understand it a little bit more, but there's always been something about her that has really stood out to me when it comes to this. Michael seemed very much, for whatever reason, if you look at the death hoax as a whole, there's always so much centered around Paris. And even I did a video a long time ago. I don't really want to talk about this because I'm going to talk about it, but when I did my videos before, I talked about how I always saw Paris's image in the constellation during the memorial service. It was clearly her. It was like, and if you, Uri Geller did the original Sony album art, and he had, before it was changed, if you look, it has like the Milky Way, and it has Paris's name written in the Milky Way. So there's always been some significance with Paris in all of this. And I don't know if it's just because people say, well, Prince was his first child, and Prince is a guy, Michael was a guy, but people really don't understand the significance of women and how they are in terms of life. If you look at, I'll get to this in a minute, but anyway, yeah. So there's a really big significance on women and how we carry life. A lot of people don't believe Michael's kids are biologically his. It's a debate, a great debate. I know that they are. I have seen proof of this. I know for a fact they're his kids, but um, when it comes to like a bloodline, when it comes to the importance and significance of a woman, it definitely just like it's very more. It stands out more than a man. So I think emphasis was placed on Paris because Paris is a woman, not so much because the fact that she's a little girl, just that she would someday become a woman. And there is a significance with women in creation and how life continues. Um, and that's a whole other conversation for a different day, but I think that's what it is. Paris really, if you really know much about who Michael Jackson really is as a person, if you really have talked to people who really knew him in life, I'm not talking about just like fans. I mean, people who actually like interacted with and knew Michael. Paris is a lot like Michael. People have an idea of Michael Jackson based off of interviews, based off what they think they know about him. But Michael very much is a lot, and Paris are very similar in terms of their personalities. Paris is just a lot more aggressive. She actually tweeted about this last year. She's like, I have the same love and affection for the world as my father, but I don't have his patience. Paris has Debbie's kind of temperament, but she has Michael's disposition, but she's just a little bit more outgoing, but she's very similar to Michael. They're like, if you, I mean, you just, I can't really speak on it. You have to just kind of know. If you know, you know. They are very, very, very similar people. And I think that she inherited his gifts very much, um, and his abilities very much. So I say all that to say that they are very, very connected in that way. And Paris is birthday equals 22. There's a very big significance in 1111. 1111 is just all knowing, like, it's so much. It's like, just gives me chills talking about it. But are you kidding? I'm, I'm sorry. I'm doing a live right now. What are you doing? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. So my roommate decided not, I'm doing a live. What the hell? Oh my God. I'm so sorry, guys. My roommate decided to like knock on my patio door while I'm doing a live. I'm so sorry. That was just really, I'm really pissed off right now, but I'm just gonna move on from this. Okay, anyway. So 1111 is extremely significant in terms of what you're doing. Like it, when you see things, when you have visions, when you see things like, I know a lot of us have spoken about how we see 1111 constantly, or so we always see it. So she turns 22 today. And I know I'm on this whole like kick with 11s and Michael and how significant they are. But what's really interesting is Paris was 11 years old when Michael left. Her age was 11. Okay. And 11 years later, she's 22. A lot of significant things are happening with this number 11. I see in how it aligns with Michael and how things line up. So I really, if we're following patterns here, if we're following how things flow, this is truly going to be an extremely significant year in terms of Michael also. Now, something else that's interesting is with 2020. 2020 is, if you guys have you ever heard about 2020 vision, is like it's clarity, being able to like really, this year a veil has been lifted on the universe. We're able to really see things. Everything is very transparent and evident. We see those things right now. So so if you have the 2 + 2 is a 4. What's interesting is Michael turned 40 the year that Paris was born. So if you see how all these things are aligning, it's kind of crazy. Um, I know a lot of people don't follow numerology for various reasons, but if you're really trying to understand Michael, you really need to understand numerology and how this stuff works, how it aligns. It really is insane. It truly is. Um, but as I'm following the patterns of how these things work, it honestly seems to me, with Paris being 11 years old when Michael left, there is something that's very significant that's going to happen in her 22nd year. Paris has been very, very, very quiet too, extremely quiet, more quiet than usual. We are just seeing things unfold. And like I said, I am not a person that I've never been a part of a naming dates kind of person. I just I don't like that whole narrative when it comes to Michael. I don't like that whole kind of game that people play with this like comeback stuff. I know that like I am a die-hard, like I die-hard believer. I know that a lot of you guys that are in here are also. Um, but you will see that this year, and I think July is going to be extremely, extremely, extremely significant. So when I was looking at some lyrics to Heal the World, I don't really know. I don't know. I really didn't want to necessarily talk about this now because I'm not sure exactly how I feel about what I'm feeling, but I do feel like Heal the World is definitely I'm getting the feeling that Heal the World might not necessarily be about that time, and it might really be about now. Um, when I look at the lyrics to it, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I really feel like Heal the World is something that Michael saw would be necessary. I know that we in his perspective and the perspective of a lot of people, we live in a very broken world. We have a lot of problems with chaos, with war, with politics, with money, with racism, bigotry. We have this has been a problem for a very long time in our world. So it's not something that's new, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I just feel like when Michael sang that song, he was very much talking about, I think, Megan, I do feel like that because he says in the lyrics, make a little space to make a better place. And I really feel like in the song, he's really talking. I don't know. I just feel like Michael was able to see something and he saw the importance of us fixing things now. We are in a global shift of power. We are in a global shift of everything. Our world is forever changed. Veils have been lifted. These people who I don't know if this COVID-19 was a biological, it was meant to be. I heard a theory. I belong to a group of people who are star seeds, and they were talking about COVID-19 and there's this group of people called the Good People Group, and Oprah's in it, Bill Gates, all these people are in this group, and allegedly they all come together. We all came together to formulate a plan to create a better world, and a big part of their concern was overpopulation. And they feel like the world is overpopulated and that something has to be done. I'm in a group of star seeds and a girl had did some kind of channeling and she said, I'm not saying I believe in all like that stuff. I just joined. I'm curious about some things about myself, so I joined the group, but I don't necessarily, I'm a Christian, so I don't necessarily hold to the values of everything that they do in this group. But she allegedly did some kind of channeling, and this channeling she was able to um, find out. She says that they were supposed to COVID-19 was supposed to be some kind of thing created by the good people, and they were supposed to kill off like 3 million people. But something happened, something went wrong, and it got leaked to the public. And now they have no control. They can't stop it. So I don't know how valid that is. I don't like to talk about crazy conspiracy theories. I mean, I don't think Michael Jackson's alive in itself is a crazy conspiracy theory, but I don't like to really focus on things like that 'cause I don't like to cause panic with people. It doesn't really help anything. But I do know that she was very adamant that that's what happened. So this whole thing that's happening right now is like fucking crazy. It's clear these people are. If you look at every governor, the president, world leaders, they look scared because they don't know what the hell to do. They have no idea what to do. And our world is like literally, it's never going to be the same. But this is, you guys have to understand something. This is not a time to be afraid. Like, I don't want to get sick. I am very nervous about getting sick. I'm taking all the precautions and all the protocols to make sure that I don't get sick. It should be taking very, make sure you're washing your hands and being hygienic and not going out unless you have to. Keep your asses at home unless you have to go out. I cannot stress that enough. Stay home. But this is not a time to really be fearful. If you are a person, like, our DNA has been activated. People who are here as light workers are, this is our time. Michael Jackson is a light worker. He always has been a light worker. If you think he's dead, he was a light worker. He is a light worker. Okay. We are definitely activated. Okay. We are activated. Our us that are light workers, it's we cannot be afraid right now. We cannot be scared. This is our, the world is depending on us to do what we can to like bring light. We cannot be afraid. We can't run away. We can't hide. I feel like I want to hide every day, but I can't. I don't really feel even safe coming on here talking about this stuff with you guys because I feel like this is a very sensitive topic for a lot of powerful, and there's only 17 people in here, but you don't know who's listening to your shit. Because I do these lives and I only have like a couple people listening, but then like I go and my playback is like in the hundreds. So people listen to these, and I feel like we have been 100% activated. And it's time for us to like really step out on a limb. And what's the song, Put Your Heart on the Line? Michael has so much music and so many things that allude to this time. And you guys, I really encourage you to go back and listen to a lot of Michael's music. It's crazy. Like, there's just so much. There's so much. And I have to be really diligent about getting this information out to you guys and getting content out to you guys. And I'm really trying. I have to balance my life and my business also. I cannot immerse myself in this 100% because I really have to stay focused. I can't get too caught up in all of this, but there's a lot of information. And I really, in my heart, like, I would never say this unless I really felt confident, but I do feel like this year, 2020, there is going to be something very significant regarding Michael Jackson. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it means he's going to come back. I don't know if it means that we find out that he is no longer with us. I don't know. There's just something that's going to take a huge turn. And I really feel that in my heart. And you guys have got to be ready because all hell. I remember Eliza Minnelli saying, when the truth is revealed, all hell is going to break loose. And she did not lie about that. When I tell you, if people genuinely find out that Michael is alive, all hell is going to break loose. You know, a lot of stuff is gonna go this shit that's happening right now, guys. I'm telling you, it is only the beginning of a lot of stuff that's gonna happen over the next few years. But when I tell you that things are going to get crazy this summer, I feel it in my body. And these numbers never lie. Numbers always equate to something. They always associate with something. And these numbers that are happening right now, this alignment that heal the world for, on April 3rd, 2020, it's 11. What if how could how could the estate, how could anyone have known this? Do people understand? Do people understand? How could anyone, you cannot make this shit up. I've been talking about the significance of the number 11 for years, okay? And I'm focused on it right now. What are the odds of Heal the World being re-released on an 11 date? How is that possible? I couldn't have known that. Who can know that? Who could know these things? And by the way, that meeting regarding depopulation and all that other shit happened in New York City. I just told you guys yesterday. I just told you guys yesterday that about last 7 words, and I told you last 7 words kept focusing on New York City, kept showing videos of New York City. You guys, if people are so fucking stubborn, they have to believe only their way. They have to. And it's wrong. I so badly just want all of us to just come together. Like I hate these divisions in the Michael Jackson community because it's I feel like if Michael Jackson's community just like came together, I just promise you, like all of this stuff would just be so much easier to figure out if we work together. I right now, I don't, I was so pissed off at what happened with Sousa last week when she made that comment. And I took the video down because it's like I don't want a problem, regardless as to who she is and her problem with me or whatever she tweeted. None of that shit's even relevant. Like none of this stuff, that stuff, these petty fights, these not getting along, that stuff is so irrelevant right now because what's gonna happen is if Michael returns or if people find out that Michael is actually alive, people are going to come to us. All of us. There is no winners. There's no winners. There's no, oh, Pearl Jr. is gonna be the spokesperson, or Brandy is gonna be the spokesperson, or Sousa's gonna be no, it's not going to be like that. If this if this happens, if we think what happens is gonna happen, I am not trying to be a celebrity. I don't give a shit about who I am as a person. I want us as a community to be able to stand up and say, listen, we know the facts about this. We have to create the narrative for what's happening to Michael before other people create the narrative. Okay? I don't want somebody else on the outside creating a narrative for what happened to Michael. I don't want that happening. I want us to be able to create the narrative. That's what's important to me, that we create the narrative of what happened to Michael, that we are telling the story about everything. We have worked our asses off for almost 11 years on this. I do not want some asshole media person deciding to come in and create the narrative for what we've worked for. And that's what worries me about these divisions that we have. It's why I don't like them, because divide and conquer is always the key. If for whatever reason, I believe that there are people who came in here years ago to divide all of us and to start trouble. And these little people that go around from group to group, just planting little bugs, little seeds in people's ears to start shit. It's maybe some of these people are the people doing that. Maybe people who say that they're for Michael really aren't. I don't really know. I know that I'm for Michael. I'm not for myself. I'm not for any kind of self gratification. I am literally have been doing this for years because for Michael. So I have no problem with anybody. I don't want to fight with anyone. There are people who I don't care for. I don't like them because of various reasons. But I think when it comes down to the nitty gritty of what's happening, we have to come together because I am telling you, I am fucking telling you guys right now, if Michael is found to be alive 100% and they can prove it, they are going to use him as the biggest fucking distraction in history. And we cannot let that happen. We cannot allow that to happen. We have to protect Michael at all costs because this is not Michael's creation. Michael did not create this whole scenario. He didn't sit there and he's not God. He didn't sit here and design all this shit that's happening. This just is. This just it. It just is. It is his life and it's things that he was able to see. And maybe it's just time for us to take some of that burden off of his shoulders. And that's all that I'm trying to do. That's all. I have no ulterior motive with any of the stuff that I do. Nobody has to believe a thing that I say. Nobody has to care about it. I love to share this with you guys because it brings me enlightenment myself, and I love to share it with people who want to listen. But I don't have an ulterior motive here, you know. So I really hope and pray that we can just all come together. I want to read something to you guys, okay? I'm gonna try to put this on here so that you guys can also, but I have to read it off of the screen because I'm pretty sure I won't be able to, it'll be backwards. But I want you guys to see something. I'm gonna read to you. Then I'm gonna hop off of here, but I'm gonna come back on live actually again later on today, talk about some other stuff. I wanted to come on here early to talk about this stuff right now. I'm gonna actually be doing another live probably in a couple of hours about some actual content. Um, so you guys get a double whammy today. But let's see here. Oh, did I not save? Okay, I'm gonna show this on the screen. I don't know if you, oh, you can't even read that. It's probably too small. But I'm going to read this to you guys about DNA activation. DNA activation is like us light workers, how we have been activated. I'm going to read it. This is not my, this is a screenshot I got from someone else, just so you guys know. I'm going to read this to you. Give me one moment. So that I can explain to you guys exactly what I believe is happening right now to a lot of us. And let me know if any of this sounds like you, okay? You'll be shocked. When I read this, I was like fucking shook. Okay. I gotta zoom in. How do I zoom in? Okay. So here are some different signs that your DNA has been activated. You have body aches and pains, in particular headaches. You have a sudden career change, service to others tied to soul purpose, change in family relationships and friendships, connecting with the with your soul tribe, forgiving, moving on, and cutting cords, trusting your intuitive nature, unusual sleep habits, intense dreams, visions, journals. That's happening to me. I'm having intense dreams lately. Physical disorientation, judgments removed or self of others. So you don't judge people, you don't criticize people. Feeling of loneliness, zero tolerance of negativity. Some days loss of passion, other days high creativity. That is like my life right now. Deep longing to go home, even though you're home. Duh. Heart, chakra expansion, unconditional love for everyone. Twin flame desire to find or have found. Oh my God, this is, yeah. Seeing energies, receiving channelings of or communication from the spirit realm. A sense, basically, it's accessing other dimensions. Astral travel, remote viewing, telepathic communication, psychic abilities. Um, Multidimensional growth, time speeding up or losing track of time. I literally say every single day, this day is going so fast. Noticing number sequences 11, 11, 333, 555, 10, 10, 12, 12, 444, etc. No longer care what anyone thinks of you. You stand in your authentic self for the world to see. All masks removed. Loss of fear. Regain personal will and power. Back and neck pain, a feeling of growing uh, wings, and metamorphosis. So everything on that list applies to me, everything. And when I found that last night, it felt so good because I was like, oh my God, I don't believe all this stuff is literally happening to me. I have had so many things on this list that I just can't describe. Well, it's crazy how it stands out because it's like you feel. I feel really lonely lately. I feel so alone, and I just wanted to read that to you guys so you understand that like if you are so most people who are, yes, exactly, that's us. It's us. If you are somebody that is so drawn to Michael and like you don't really understand. I mean, like a lot of people are just fans of Michael Jackson. They've been fans of his music forever. But there are a lot of us who really weren't fans of his and got so drawn to him and we didn't understand why. This to me is the ultimate reason why, this is the ultimate purpose why. We are being activated. And it is our, yes, yes. So yeah, guys. It's yeah, this stuff is, and I appreciate you guys that come and listen to me and listen to my crazy rants and my crazy talks. And I know this shit just all seems so like crazy right now and out of place and insane, but it all is going to come together. and it is. I'm looking right now. We have 22 people and 11 likes. I'm gonna screenshot that shit. So that's like 11, 11, 11, 11, 11 is right there. That is validation for what I'm saying, and for me. So just prepare yourselves and be diligent and pray and meditate a lot. And whoever you follow, your higher source, your higher God, just try to be one with that deity and try to be one with that energy and try to like understand that this is all for a reason. It's all for a reason. There's all greater purpose in all of this. And I really just hope that people follow suit and stop wasting time on things that just don't matter, that are not relevant. This was never supposed to be about Michael just faking his death. I do not believe that. I believe that the story is a full story. I feel like the birth, the life, the death, all of it ties in. And all of the Michael Jackson fan base has holds an integral role to that. Planet Michael looked up the image upside down and pick out the Roman numeral. Surprise. Oh yeah, I saw that tab. That was crazy. It's just further validation for me. Anyone doing the Ascension meditation on April 4th? No, what is the Ascension meditation? What is that? I need to find that. I need to do it. But today is the 7, and today equals an 11. And today is significant and today is beautiful, and I know that there's a lot of loss of life and that the world is so crazy right now and there's so many horrible things, but I don't. Today is the first day that I don't feel like bad. I feel like I accept what is today. I feel like I accept everything, and it's like our world is just always, we're gonna have to all walk around and wear face masks, and it's like, that's crazy. Do people really understand that hindsight? Like, Michael Jackson was fucking tormented for wearing face masks all the time. And those very people that talk shit on him for wearing face masks now can't even get them. They can't even get the face masks themselves. And they have to put their lives at risk to be journalists and talk to these people without face masks. Karma is very real. Karma is a very, very real thing. I think that he autographed that 1998 on everything because 1998 is the year that Paris was born. But I think 1998 started a very significant 11-year cycle, tab. And I wanted to talk about that in another video, but I might as well bring it up in here. He was wearing that he was autographing 1998 on a lot of stuff. It was 1988, and then he did the forward thing. The forward, the two, I think it was like two circles and a triangle. Triangle is symbolizes a woman, I believe. Yes, exactly, Tab. Exactly. Oh my God. I am so, see, you're getting what I'm saying. It makes me so excited. That makes me so excited. It set off that 1998 was 11 years to 2009. It has set off a sequence of things. The year that Paris was born set off a sequence of 11s, and this year's another significant 11. Yes, it is. It is. I was gonna bring that up, but I'm glad that you brought it up. I really am, because I was gonna talk about that when I do the Moonwalker videos. But since you brought it up, I want to talk about it in here. Yes, signing 1988, and then going forward, that was 11 years, and itself, I believe it's off a sequence of events, a sequence of things that were going to happen. Yes. triangle. I think it's like, isn't it like two circles in a triangle? Is it two circles in a triangle? When I saw that, I thought about when I saw the two circles in a triangle. I thought about the two boys and the girl, Paris being the girl. That's what I thought, but I'm not sure if that's correct or that's valid. I don't remember it was two circles in a triangle or two triangles in a circle, but I thought it was two circles in a triangle, and that triangle to me signified Paris being the girl. Even when he did Moonwalker the movie, Michael didn't have any kids, but in the movie, the three children are it's like a girl and two boys. It's I we'll get to that. We'll talk about all that. Yeah, him and his fucking numbers. I can't. Okay, so tomorrow is a global. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hop off of here, but I will be back in a couple of hours. I'm not gonna be late because I know people want to probably still hang out to the next tune into the next show. So I'll be back on here probably in about two or three more, two, but maybe about 3 hours, maybe about 3 p.m. my time. I'm gonna come back in and we'll catch up and we'll talk a little bit. And like I said, I don't want to be too late because I know people want to tune in and I don't want to do it super late. So I'll be back in a couple of hours and we'll talk about content that I wanted to talk about in the first place, not off the grid. But thank you guys so much for listening. Um, I'll talk to you guys in a couple of hours. Just make sure you share this video when it's done because a lot of good information that I know and I want to kind of spread the word about this. So I will talk to you guys very, very, very soon. Okay. I love you so much. Bye.